Hello everybody, it's Aaron here and welcome to my channel and my new series Hope for Horror. This is the series where I talk about movies or series that have gave me hope for the horror genre since all it's been lately is jump scares and bad movies. Today we're going to be talking about the Walten Files. What is the Walten Files? Well, let's get into that right now. What is the Walten Files? The Walten Files was made by Chilean artist Martin Wells on April 26, 2020, clearly inspired by fnaf VHS. The story contains people named Jack and Felix Walten creating the Bunny Smiles Company in 1974, but spookiness happens and mysteries occur. But if it is all that, what makes it different? What makes it different from the FNAF plot altogether? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in our next section. What it does right as a series, and what it does differently from FNAF itself. So, what does it do right? Well, I think four things when I think of what it does right. Four being unraveling a story, good and interesting characters, actual decent horror elements, and bringing more to the table altogether. Well, what do you mean, unraveling a story? Well, when it comes to unraveling a story, there's always a beginning, a middle, and an end. But the way this thing does it is through tapes, all going through different times and different periods, all showing an overarching story, but giving you the element to pick out the pieces yourself, so it doesn't feel like it's being told to you through exposition and more. Good interesting characters means there's actual development, actual personalities you feel for these characters from how less they show. Like, they don't show much, but you're able to feel these characters' feelings and what they've been through in life. Actual decent horror movie elements, like it uses very few jump scares and plays off on the uncanny valley. The uncanny valley is where it looks human, but it doesn't. It's not human, which plays perfectly with the series as animatronics, and it brings more to the table altogether. What I mean by that is it's inspired by FNAF VHS / analog horror. Analog horror is basically stuff like your local 58s, your Geminis. I don't even know if that's what it's called. But it brings overall, because it's supposed to be like, FNAF VHS. It's always big one story. People killed, one big person. But it tries to be more than that by making it more of a human story than, a murderer kills 5 people, haunted animatronics. It tries to be more than that altogether. But I think those are the personal things it does right. And sorry if this is a more rambling section, but I can't really think of a script that will tell it best than just me talking about it. But yeah, the four things: unraveling a story, good and interesting characters, actual decent horror elements, and bringing more to the table. Now, the next part we'll be talking about is what can horror movies learn from it? Because that's the whole point. It's like, this is a good series, but what can horror movies actually learn from it? Which we'll be going on in the next section, which is that. So see you all in the next section. And now, what can horror movies learn from it? Well, they can learn 3 things, personally, 2 of which I'm really bad at. Them being pacing, the lack of jump scares, even though there is some, I'm not gonna lie, and more personality with less pacing. By pacing wise, like I said earlier, it goes by tapes and doesn't go by the usual beginning, middle, and end formula. And it doesn't go by going, it was this, even though it was this instead. It doesn't try to trick the viewer into thinking one thing when it's truly the other, which horror movies do a lot these days, which also goes into the second point, the lack of jump scares. Jesus, I wish horror movies had less jump scares, which I think this thing does perfectly. Like, it has jump scares, just not a lot. Like, not a lot. Like, there's still some, like, but it makes it feel watchable. Like, you don't have to anticipate for a jump scare every 5 seconds, because that's not scary. It's just personal fear. You get jump scared and that sign of relief, and that's it. That's not horror. But it tries going for scary imagery and like tension as it slowly builds up between tape. It tells a clear story with that, and more story and more personality with less. It has a lot of personality. Like, you feel for the characters, you feel for the people, but there's less with it, but you still are able to feel as characters, which is a lot I can't say about modern horror movies. But those are the personal 3 things I think that any horror series can gain nowadays. Now to the ending segment. Overall, I will give the Walten Files a 9 out of 10. It's good. Go watch it on YouTube. It's free. It's fucking free. Check it out. Also, he has a Patreon. I'm waiting for him to get 100. I am one of his Patreons. Go get it. Go check it out. There's a lot of cool content there. And Walten, please, if you're watching this, let me into the Discord server. Please, I'm not a troll. Please, please, please. Otherwise, that is all for today. If you liked this video, hopefully you liked and subscribed. If not, fuck you. Just kidding. But I'm going to end it here. Sorry if this video is more of me rambling. I'm trying not to do this. I really am. But I feel like I can't make a proper video without me rambling. So, see you all next time. And goodbye.